We do have communications, so people are welcome to stay, but you can also leave at this time if you're not interested unless they're do try to keep your voices down though, because we'll be continuing the meeting.
Thank you all very much for taking all the public comments on both sides. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Okay, continuing with communications, we have City Council request for zoning designation. So again,
Should we give them 2 minutes to get out of here?
we'll call it a quick recess of 1 minute.
1 minute recess, folks.
Also, community is
All right, Plan Commission will resume. I apologize for the interruption. I hope you, those watching at home, were able to get a snack. We do have, under communications, a City Council request for zoning designation. This is Mark Spetzer. He had come, spoken to the Planning Commission previously about doing this change. It is located sort of towards the end of East State Street. I think the area was this sort of Pepsi Rock location. Is that
Actually, it's
down?
outside Pepsi Rock.
Okay.
It's abutting it, though.
North of it.
North of it.
Okay. It is currently a tract of the city, or I'm not, sorry, it is not under the city yet, right? It's still under county.
No. It has, if I understand correctly, it's been released from the county commissioners.
Okay.
Yes. Do you want to clarify any of this?
I can. I will try to.
Okay.
It has been released to the county from the county commissioners to the city. Once you've released a piece of property to move through the annexation process, there's basically like a cooling off period where the county forwards all of the information to the clerk of council, Debbie Walker. Ms. Walker is supposed to just sit with those documents on her desk for, I believe, 30 days, and in case there's people want to look at them or anything and provide comment. While it's going through that cooling off period as well, there is a request that the Planning Commission review the potential zoning and make a recommendation on that. It has not moved forward through council yet. Council's on recess. The parcel in question is not legally subdivided yet. So Mr. Spezza is not present to discuss this, of course. We did just put this on as a communication for the Planning Commission. In past conversations with Mr. Spezza, his request has always been to have zoning of R3 for the back area. And then this front area, the discussion has been with a request to have that zoned as open space. There is some question as to whether this project or this annexation request is going to continue forward or not.
Right.
I have not spoken with Mr. Spezza in over 2 weeks, so I'm not sure his current plans on this, but when I had last spoken with him, he was discussing the possibility of tabling this. So,
When was the last time you spoke with him?
it may have been 2.5 weeks ago. It was prior to me leaving on vacation, and that was the very last weekend in July. So it was the last Friday in July, I believe. So, yeah, 2.5, 3 weeks ago.
This is, again, this section here.
Yeah, that big
Yes.
area.
Where the
Yeah. So at this point, I don't think there's anything for the Planning Commission to move forward with other than to say that Mr. Spezza's discussion was on an R3 zoning there. I think there's a few things that it would be ideal to have clarified between now and the next Planning Commission meeting on September 7th or 8th. That's 3 weeks from today, and so if Mr. Spezza is going to continue forward with annexation, he also needs to continue forward with the southern piece of that property. City Council wanted both pieces of land. If they were going to annex in, they wanted the whole thing annexed in, all 79 or 80 acres of that. So I don't believe Council is willing to move forward with any of this unless the whole 79-acre parcel is annexed in.
When you say 79, including Pepsi Rock, is that it? No. I thought it was 74 total.
74 then, Mayor,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Okay. And one of the issues, of course, here is that this, as you say, hasn't really been recorded as a split lot, but only one portion is in the annexation train, so to speak, passing.
Right.
And the other portion, the intention was to get that moving along as well. Okay.
There's currently no pre-existing development on the southern end, or that's just all rock and...
It is all natural.
Actually, if you look at this little map here, and you compare it to that one, this little tab that comes down here goes to Cook Drive, and right here, okay, right, this little section right here, that, I believe, is actually inside the city, isn't it?
It is, and it's a separate parcel. There's no line separating it from what's north of it, but it is a separate parcel.
Yes.
And that does have, that is a city, it's roughly a 5-acre parcel that fronts on Cook Drive, and that does have a home. I don't believe it's occupied right now, but there's a brick house and a 2-car garage in the rear.
But the ingress, egress to this acreage would come off of Hope Drive?
It will not. It will not be coming off of Hope Drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
It have its own?
The only access is two, one being this little Cook Drive area, that little tab that you see down there. The other one is, of course, the Pepsi Rock frontage that he has on East State Street, which is called Pepsi Rock for a reason. It's straight up and down. Again, there's some confusion of what is intended for this property at this point.
And also to have access, he would, if he was to use one of those two parcels, he would have to hold continuous and contiguous so that he has his road frontage.
So the idea of, I guess the thing that he talked about initially, if I remember correctly, was
Apartment complex.
Apartment complex for low-income housing? Or
That is pretty much fallen apart,
Yeah.
I think. And I say that because if you look at there's a section there that says James B. Hayes on the bottom right there, proposed Hope Drive on the bottom of your...
Right.
Okay. That actually is owned by the city. It was determined that the GIS maps were...
There was the information, it was bought by the city about 10 years ago using Clean Ohio funds. The parcel in question there is 17.21 acres, you can see in the bottom right-hand corner. It was never accurately recorded at the county across the street at the courthouse. And so all of the records, including their computer records, stated that it was not owned by the city. As we started doing more investigation, and I received copies of the applications from the state to verify what happened, I began to double check more, and the auditor's office pulled out their handwritten book where they initially enter everything before they put it into the computers, and it was written in pen, and it was confirmed that that parcel was transferred to the city. So Mr. Speza's goals of receiving access from that land cannot be met because the city owns the land and is part of the Clean Ohio funds that were awarded to the city to purchase it.
So that's where he was anticipating
Yes,
road
it
was.
is. It is deed restricted so that the only types of access must be in relation to trails, biking, recreational activities. It cannot be for any type of development. So that put that question to bed, essentially.
So really, at this point, the only legitimate access for development would be the Cook Drive or climbing up Pepsi Rock, I guess.
And then the Cook Drive is on the parcel, on a separate parcel.
Yes.
But it is...
But it's owned by him.
It's owned by the same, it's owned by Mr. Spezza.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, again, this is going to require a little bit more, if I understand, study on this, and hopefully the other section will catch up, or he may just decide not to pursue it. I don't know when you can, stop the annexation process, but I imagine since it's not done yet, it can still be stopped.
He does have time if he would like to.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know R3 just doesn't make any sense to me without knowing what's really going on.
Oh, yeah.
So. Okay, we will, I'd like to put a motion to table any further discussion unless there's any questions.
Well, actually, it's just communication. Do we need to act on it?
I probably don't know.
Okay.
You're right. All right.
I don't know.
Well, let's table it.
Council will ask eventually, but we have till September to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to a little more clarification from Mark Spence, of course, but
Sure.
that's fine. All right, any other communications? Okay, I do want to see two things. I guess this could be communications. Yeah, let's put it in there. And that would be, I've been gone, everyone's been gone, but I want to get parking really going this year on discussing minimum requirements for parking. I feel like we got the bicycle parking through. Now we can do the vehicular parking. So I do want to get that on the agenda as time allows with the upcoming cases. The other thing is I'd like to move on the sign recommendations.
Okay.
And I think we can move on it in absence of direction on the law director for the time being. As the case is, we come back to sign recommendations probably every 2 years or so. So once this cycle ends, we'll be back in another cycle. So there's always time to revisit our past mistakes.
I'd have to agree with that. I've been hearing from some of the citizens who are on the task force saying, why isn't it moving?
So I would like that on the agenda for next time, and I would like to vote on them as well. So review and let me know, we can table this. Oh, all right, meeting after.
And I can't vote.
Oh, that's right.
We'll have the
Oh, I forgot, you can't vote, yes.
we'll have the world's smallest quorum on the sign recommendations.
Okay,
And no one cares about the sandwich boards, it turns out, just the rental signs, so.
okay.
We will do that in, let's see, the second meeting in September, okay with you? Okay.
Second or the first one?
The second meeting is September. Well, let's have it on the first, we'll bring it up, discussion, and then we'll proceed, and you could just have it as a communication.
So I should probably get the notification out to the task force people that I know want to attend.
Yeah, I mean, we've already had a public hearing, we don't need to hold, we really don't have to hold any public hearings, we already had one, so. But again, you can still, it is a public meeting though,
Right.
so. All right, that's all I had. Anyone else? Okay, reports from city planner and director of development code enforcement.
I've got a few things. I will be brief. We've been working for about 1.5 years, 2 years. There is a Athens County Hazard Mitigation Committee that meets on a quarterly basis. We have been working with the former county planner, Bob Eichenberg, to get a single document adopted, which was a Athens County Hazard Mitigation Plan. It is required that communities adopt a hazard mitigation plan that is approved by the state EPA, state EMA, to deal with issues to make sure that we are authorized for relief funds, except flood insurance, all of those issues. The county right now, our plan is expired, so we were trying to get it updated. Mr. Eichenberg was about 90% finished with it when he left the county to take a job with the Voinovich School. At this point, that plan is in limbo where we have not gotten it completed yet. There's still targets to get the thing done by the end of the year, but at this point, there is not a person focused on that plan. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on that. We did meet last night, the committee, to discuss it, and some members of the committee are going to try to discuss that with the county commissioners to stress it as important that we get this adopted and moved forward. So again, I just want to give you some information on that. At the end of last month, I attended the State of Ohio's annual Floodplain Managers Conference in Columbus. The City of Athens was recognized and given an award for innovations in floodplain management. There was Athens and one other community in the state were given that award. The award for Athens focused on the heightened standards that we have in our Title 25. It also discussed the standards that the Planning Commission recommended for lot coverage and our stormwater ordinance that council recently adopted. So I would appreciate just thank you to the Planning Commission. Where's the plaque?
We're going to shoot for a year and a half on this thing, you know.
But again, a lot of that work was not mine. I'm not going to take credit for it. It was a community-based effort. Title 25, a lot of that work was updated by Elaine Getz, who was an intern for City Council. So she was the driving force behind that, and there was a large committee of people that worked with her on that. The 60% lot coverage, of course, the Planning Commission fully supported and recommended that to council, and so that's appreciated. And the stormwater ordinance issues, that was Andy Stone and myself worked on that, as well as several other members of the city staff. Our wellhead protection team provided some information on it, Athens County Soil and Water.
Right.
And the county all supported it, so it was a collaborative effort, and it shows that when we collaborate and we think and kind of look at the big picture, sometimes we get recognized for it. So again, I appreciate your work on that. Other than that, sometime in the middle of September, possibly either September 12th or September 19th, the city is planning to do a ribbon cutting for the new bike spur over on West State that'll connect over the Hocking River on the old railroad trellis. We are going to try to match that ribbon cutting up with the monthly meeting of the Bicycle and Pedestrian Subcommittee of City Council, since we typically meet at the second or third weekend of every month as well. So I don't know the time, but any planning commissioners who would like to attend, it would be it should be a fun hour.
And it's been paved already, as far as I know. We still have to get
It has been paved, yeah.
past the bridge trestle that we're working
Right.
on it.
So, and that's all I have. Thank you.
One more thing, just to bring up, where you're also looking at ward maps, do the 2010 census?
Yeah, I am working on that. I intend to, I did some basic information using the census data. It looks as if, based on the raw numbers that I've calculated, and it's by no means perfect yet, that 3 of our wards, which is generally described as the west side, the east side, and the north side, or the central areas, are more or less even with population. The south side appears to possibly be significantly larger as a ward based on the census data, possibly by 2,000 people from where the other neighborhoods are. So we may need to move some of those lines around. That would be a council action to determine those election wards.
Is the, can I ask, is that due to dormitories?
My guess is actually that it's due to the Summit at Coates Run and
Courtyard.
University Courtyard. But some of the dormitories are actually covered in the east side, Chris Falls ward, and then there are some of the census blocks for campus are on the south side ward, but I don't believe any of the dorms were, and I think West Green is actually in Councilman Butler's second ward.
First ward.
The first ward, excuse me, yes, Mayor. I am going to be working with the Voinovich School, their GIS specialist, to confirm the numbers. The Voinovich School is actually on contract to work with the state to present the redistricting data and the redistricting potential maps based on equal share for the state of Ohio, for our federal congressional districts and our state house and state senate districts. So they are experts at it. I wanted to do some basics and then see what they're doing, see what the Voinovich School comes up with, and see how close mine were with theirs. And that is something that has to be resolved by the end of the year. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. John, do you have any other?
A couple items. Last week, we had BZA cases. We had 2 of them. One was at 178 North Congress, which was for a variance for side yard setback, parking, and duplex use in an R1. They added a little patio addition to their house, which therefore changed or structure, which therefore changed the roof line and therefore required it to go for a variance. So that project was approved for that one. It was a 6x6 little patio addition is all it was. The other one is at 702 West Union. That's where the CAT equipment rental building is at, as you head out on 56. They're requesting a variance for a 4-bed apartment in the front of the building and a 3-bed on the first floor, which is residential on the first floor in a B3. They were denied. I think a lot of it was because it was speculative. The tenant hasn't officially declared they're moving out yet, so the board didn't want to grant a variance, tentatively speaking. So I suspect if that happens, or the use in the rear for the 3-bed will probably come back through again in the next month or 2.
Which site was this again?
It's next to Bedrock.
The one next to it across.
One on Union.
Far west
Yes, way
The
west.
cat rental, I think it is.
Oh, way out there.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
have thought that site would have been Title 41 size.
it's all interior.
Oh, it's
Built out
interior. Oh, I thought you said
Yeah.
up front. Okay, like in
And
front of the
the
building.
the
itself.
glass front of the
Okay.
building, they wanted to turn into residential, and that's where the office space currently is for CAT equipment rental, but they're still in there at this point, so.
Right, I see. Okay.
Um,
Now I
so,
understand.
little tentative. I think they're hearing that they may be moving. I don't know. They don't know yet for sure whether that's happening or not. So we'll wait to see what happens on that.
Okay.
Operation Clean Sweep, after the first 6 weeks, we did nearly 1,100 warnings and violations in regards to, most of them in trash can placement, keeping things clean around them and keeping lids on them. We hope to continue that initiative through school getting started. Obviously, we know that's when it really kicks in. We met with Mr. Cooper from the Athens Health Department last week, and he is proposing and going to get with us on we're eligible for I don't know all the full details yet, for a Keep America Beautiful program in southeastern Ohio with various cities, Marietta, Gallipolis. There's a set of standards that have been written that we need to look into, and so on and so forth. I can't give you all the details, but will as I learn more to make that program work.
And Clean Sweep is still going to be going on, just...
Clean Sweep,
The idea
yes.
is to keep it rolling.
Yes, we're going to
Okay.
keep everything rolling. Obviously, the inspector officers are back on their rental inspections, but they know to keep it going, and we're going to do just that. So,
Okay.
And then after 3 years, everybody will be happy to know that I received word last week that the burnout house next to KFC on Stimson will be probably down by Halloween. So I know during the town hall meeting, some of the talk about vacant homes, demo, the condition of some of the homes and that being condemned to get tore down, and we finally got that one. Looks like the funds to do so.
And that was grant money?
That was grant money through just the stabilization program through HAPCAP is where the funds are coming through. There were a couple other we had on the list. Doesn't look like the funds are available. Now I'm working with them about some other type of CDBG grants or whatever that we may need to maybe move forward on those.
How does that work? Are those taken by eminent domain, or does the property owner still own
The
them?
property owner has to sign a release allowing the homes to come down through the grant fund. So, and they did in this case. It had been hung up there for a while. I guess insurance was involved quite a bit. It was kind of the 3-year term on that one, but that's all hopefully been resolved. I don't know, but I just know that the approval has been granted for it to
Right.
come down.
Well, and we don't know what future is going to happen to that lot or anything, right?
That's a good question. I know that there were some talks and some plans and about some things going out there. Unfortunately, one of the gentlemen who owned that or is involved in that passed away, so we don't know what's going to happen there. So we'll find out in the future.
All right. Anything else, John?
No, that's it.
Any questions for planner, contractor? Okay. Opportunities for citizens to speak about items not on the agenda? Casey?
She's a citizen.
Yeah, that's why we're asking.
Okay. Announcements and other business. The first announcement is our next meeting is scheduled for September the 7th, 2011, at same time at noon, same location. Harry will not be present. He will be missed. Welcome. Any other announcements? No town halls upcoming?
No.
Okay. I see planner will be distributing some of the commissioner magazines by the APA. Appreciate that. And I always think we should move this to the beginning.
Disposition of minutes? We could always do that.
Okay.
You want to change, you want a motion to change it to move it to the front?
I do want to put forward a motion.
Okay, I say next time we move the disposition of minutes to the front end.
I will second that. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Well, I
How can we
understand.
even get started with this meeting if we aren't even accepting our last meeting? That's my feeling.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
All right, I would second that as well.
Second, was it? Don't need it.
All right, Harry seconds. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No? Okay, unless there's any further discussion, this meeting's now adjourned.